So a little bit of technical information regarding the OpticScore targets. As on all targets from KTS, we have some LEDs on the targets and we have some jumpers and how they can be set up. All the targets are hardware-wise and software-wise identical, but they need to be given some tasks in a system, and we need to address them so they have the same or the correct lane number. This is something which is normally done at delivery from Kongsberg Target Systems to a specific range, and then they will be numbered like we can see here. And this is basically just describing now how the different jumpers and so on is set up on the target. So as a standard, the target number 1, which normally is connected closest to the target power supply, is set up as what we call a target server. This target is actually handling the communication between the targets locally in the target line, and it's also handling the communication going on up to the SDU at the firing line. So this is the target server, and the target server always has to be the one closest to the main power supply in the target line. It can also be the target in the other far end, in this case target number 3. In that case, target number 3 would have to be set up as a target server. All of this can be found in the manual for the targets, how this configuration is done, or in the wizard for installing the system. Then you will have a setup for each of the targets with all the jumpers, how they are supposed to be set up, etc. So we can take a little bit at the LEDs here. You can see the top LED here on the target server, TL.com. This is the target line communication. And this is indicating to me that the target server is communicating with other targets. What we see here as a steady light is actually it's actually a very rapid flashing going on. It's the target server asking other targets for data. And we can see on the other targets that the light is a little bit weaker. And this is each time this target is asked for data, it is answering. And this shows that this target is actually part of the target line, and it's active. It's actually answering to all the requests. So we have a few more LEDs here. We have the status LED. We have a nice calm flashing here. If this is flashing very rapidly, it might indicate that something is not correct. For instance, if you have a lot of obstacles in the optic system in the target, you can have a situation where that's a problem. I can try to just hold inside the target here now, and you can see that my finger is obstructing the camera view, and we will have a situation where the status LED is flashing rapidly. Yes, now the obstruction is gone, and we are back to the regular flashing again. Then we have the FLCOM LED. This is normally inactive. It should be off on the target server, and this is actually going to send data each time we are transmitting data to the firing line, to the SDU by the monitors. So it's only transmitting when either sending shot data from the targets, or when we send the commands from the system at the firing line. System check or such things. You can see that on the other targets, this LED is constantly on. It's not active on any other target than the target server. Okay, the last LED to look at is the one called M sensor, and that's the magnet sensor, and that's only active on systems where we are using a lift. We indicate, or we can set the lift position by positioning magnets on the lifter pole. And when the sensor on the lifter, which is situated here, when that's near a magnet, that LED will be on like we see here. If we would run this target down to kneeling position, for instance, it will be dark as long as it's in between the magnets until it reaches the knee position magnet again. On the target, which is wall mounted, of course we do not have any magnet here, and we don't even have the sensor connected. This sensor is, or this LED is off. Yeah, I think that's it for the settings and LEDs of the targets.